Hi everyone, welcome to the Breaking Borders series. So today we're going to introduce you the French market and give you some really relevant insights and some snapshots of the economy, how e-commerce is doing and what are the opportunities. So to start with it, just a few details on what the economy now is in France and what is the overview of it. So in France, the population ranks third in Europe with 67 million French people. The gross, the GDP is $2 million.58 which makes France ranks 6th globally. And you also have an internet penetration of 82%, which is very important. And I want to insist on the fact that internet users have grown a lot since last year, with 1.3 million internet user more compared to 2017. So this is an overview. But what about digital shoppers? So what we call digital shoppers are people who have browsed, researched, or compared products digitally via any device. It can be a smartphone, tablets, or desktop during the whole year. So now in France, 74% of French people are digital shoppers, which means that it's very important for your business to offer a very nice user experience and to have some products that match the needs of these digital shoppers. Then, when you focus on French digital shoppers, they have like a very, I would say, particular behavior in the way that 69% of shoppers use Google to research a product they plan to make in-store or online. And this figure, this 69%, is really high when you compare this number to other European countries like Italy or Germany. French people are still really attached to stores and to shops, which means that they really have a multi-channel consumer journey. So they use Google to research some features about the product, and sometimes they make the purchase in store in 69% of cases. Also, they use Google to discover a new product and find a new brand, which means that you have a lot of opportunity to talk about your business, as people are really open to new suggestions and new recommendations. Also, there is now a borderless type of consumers, which means that now 49% of French buyers have purchased from another country, according to Emarketer. And it means that there is a large share of the French consumer base which is open to discovering and purchasing from brands from abroad, as long as their interests and needs are being met. So French people are buying abroad in growing parts, and e-commerce in 2018 represented 629 billion euros, which is a lot, which means that selling products online represents a huge opportunity for your business and to make your business grow. So if we have a look at the pain points that could make you the different factors that could make you decide if you want to export or not. In 60% of cases, exporters say that obtaining market insights is by far the most critical hurdle to crafting their strategy, which means that having the right level of information to comfort them in the choice of exporting is really critical. And 61% need support with their internal operations. So these are two factors that are really important to make businesses tap into this huge opportunity. So now let's focus on market insights and what are the behaviors of French shoppers and how they use digital, the digital, and what are the consumer journeys and what opportunities you could spot here. So in June 2017, French e-commerce represented $65 billion overall. Then the majority of French is shopping, but spend longer in purchasing than thinking and researching. So for instance, they spend less time thinking when they are using Google. So this comes from a study led by Ipsos and Google on a sample of more 700 people. So here you can see that French shoppers use Google to buy products and to purchase products. So they spend more time in these final phases compared to the first phases, which are thinking and researching. Also, 3.5 digital touchpoints are used when shopping, browsing, and buying, which is slightly lower than a global average. And how do they use Google throughout the shopping journey? So what we see here and what is really particular to the French consumer, well, the French e-shopper, is that in 69% of cases, they research an in-store or online, they go to Google to research an in-store or online purchases. As I said, they spend more time buying and researching products, which makes sense in this case. They also look for an item seen somewhere. In 58% of cases, they discover or find a new brand, which means that you need to be on top of consideration for consumers, and like you can tap into a huge opportunity of people who are open to new suggestions as long as they meet the consumer interests. In 53% of cases, they discover or find a new item or product. In 57% of cases, they get helpful recommendation, and in 54%, they find the best option for their needs. So shoppers, French digital shoppers, go to Google for research and discovery as well, even if there is French shoppers are above average in the buying and purchasing phase. They look for items they have seen somewhere. They discover or find a new brand, they discover or find a new item or product, they get helpful recommendations to make the best decisions, they research a purchase they plan to make in store, and there is also a very important research phase, as in 69% of cases they research a purchase they want to make online, and they want to find the best options for their needs. Also, what is really particular to the French market is that shoppers are less brand focused than other countries. For example, 32% of French shoppers are less concerned than global about buying from brands they don't know. So for French shoppers, buying familiar brands is important. So it's important if you want to export in this country to know that creating awareness around your service or around the product you sell is important. Also, French shoppers use Google before buying something new. And in fact, over a third of shoppers use Google to influence these new discoveries. So there is a discovery phase which is important to take into account here. Also, if you are selling products and if you have an e-commerce website and if you want to export to France and to sell these products in France, it's important to have these three factors implemented. For example, the first factors that will influence the shopper's decisions are in 64% free shipping, 49% easy return, and 48% product selection, variety, and the catalog of products you can offer to the customers. Also, mobile is again really important, so it's one of the key priority and key pillar in order to offer the best customer experience as you can. And in France, mobile purchases has been growing a lot year over year, and today online mobile purchase accounts for 35% of online purchases overall. But now, if you have a good mobile experience, if you have these three important factors that are really critical for French e-shoppers, you can have a look at this recommendation in order to have the best shopping experience and these are some ways to improve it. So for instance, when we ask e-shoppers, French e-shoppers, what are the three main improvements they could find on the e-commerce website, in 59% of cases, they answer that having a loyalty or rewards program, which is automatically activated during checkout, is of premium importance. Second, receiving promotion and deals specific to past purchases and based on their consumer habits is really important in 42% of cases. And for 25%, the fact that e-commerce websites or e-commerce company can remember the past sizes or of items they've bought is also really important. So these factors are really important in a general, I would say, but Q4, like this period of time, like the second part of the year, is really important if you are an e-commerce e-retailer, as you have 6 main peaks, seasonality peaks to take into account. Of course, you have Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and Christmas, but you also have in France this 6 seasonal peaks to have in mind and to keep in mind, because you can really influence purchases and you have to make the most of it, and it's important to have this specificities for the French market. So of course, in September, like from middle of August to end of September, you have the back to school period of time. Then you have Halloween, Single Days. Single Days is a Chinese event, but takes more and more importance in European countries. And in France, during Single Days, transactions have nearly doubled last year compared to a normal e-commerce day. So it's gaining importance in France. Then you have Black Friday and Cyber Monday, Christmas, and winter sales. So overall, you can have Google Solutions have extremely broad reach of French audience, as you have 89% of internet penetrations, 36% of online purchasers, 66% of smartphone penetration, and 65% of Android usage. So, as I said at the beginning, in order to tap into exports and the opportunity you could have by exporting product abroad, as French people are looking for more and more for a product abroad, and there is now the broadless consumer, You can leverage our premium team to help you overcome operational barriers, as in 60% of cases, obtaining market insights and take advantage of internal operation help on internal operation help is really important for you. We have a localization service which will help you translate and scale campaigns. You can also leverage the distribution parts with the benchmark and how you can optimize your distribution network with a consultation with Google experts. Also, you can leverage customer experience consultations with market insights on customer service, best practices, and also leverage payments audit with a consultation from Google Payments experts. You can also leverage payment channel mapping by markets and also best practices. So that was it for the French market snapshot and overview. I hope this was really helpful for you. Thank you.